I'm gonna plant some trees from clippings, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen, and today we're going to be planting some cherry trees, or starting some cherry trees. I went and found this wild cherry tree on the side of the road, and I got a limb from it, and see, it still has some cherries on it, but I harvested about 5 gallons of cherries off of that. But what I'm going to do is going to try a couple of different methods of starting trees from this one branch. And one method is just take a milk jug and fill it up with about that much water in it. And we're going to go ahead and process this branch. I got my handy dandy clippers. Make sure you clean your clippers off with some rubbing alcohol. So on the old woody part, that was the older wood part, that's what we're going to put in the milk carton. So we're going to start it this way. So what I'm going to do is going to cut these little branches off, and we're going to cut it at a bevel on the bottom to give more surface for drawing fluid, and cut it flat on the top. That way I know what's the bottom, top and bottom. And we're just going to drop it in the milk carton. And we're going to do this one more time with this. And just make sure all the leaves are off of it, so you don't have all the energy going into the leaves. So, oh, I want to cut this at an angle, just like that, a bevel. And we'll just drop it in there. So I've got 2 in there. So what I'm going to do is just put a lid on this, and I'm going to put it over here on the shady side of my house. They'll just sit here and grow and hopefully take root. Now this jug has that black locust tree branches in it. I'm starting those. So every day you just want to open the lid and close it to give it more fresh air. So I'll come out and I'll label those in a little bit. And yet another method is just recycling an old milk carton. I just cut the top off. We're going to go ahead and set it aside. And then I'm going to use the base, and I'm going to punch some holes in it for drainage. And we're going to fill it with the potting soil here. Pack it down a little bit so I get the air bubbles out. Now I've got the top of the tree that I have left, plus a couple of limbs. So what we're going to look for is, you see the a medium age branch with the bark on it, and you got the young branch, which is kind of green. Well, I'm going to take the young branch, which is kind of green, and we're going to cut it there at an angle, and we're going to take most of the leaves off of it. Okay, and then we're going to strip the bark away from it. I'm just using my thumbnail, and we're going to strip that bark off of there, about an 1.5 inches. I purchased a rooting hormone. This is a powder form. You can get a liquid form also. And so this is the rooting hormone. And what I'm going to do is I poured it in a little extra dish here, because I don't want to stick the stick down inside of my powder in that container and possibly contaminate the whole container in case something's wrong with this branch. So we're just going to coat this with a little bit of powder. That's it. And we're going to stick it in the soil. Okay, I got 4 trees started there. We're going to go ahead and give it a water. And we're just going to let it set, and we're going to watch for rooting. It'll take about 6 weeks for it to start getting a really good root going on. So also set this in the shady part of your house, and I'm going to do an extra thing, and then I'm going to insert this into a plastic bag. Just water it once, put it into a plastic bag, seal the plastic bag. We're going to water it in, and we're just going to set it inside of this plastic bag. I'm going to stick a pencil in there. And I'm just going to tie it loose so I can untie it. Now we're going to set this over here on the shady side of the house as well, and we're going to give that time to take root, like I said. So that creates a little echo system inside of that bag, and the water will evaporate and come back down and keep those plants moist. We're going to do that with some of that black locust and also this other plant. While I was picking blackberries this afternoon, I found this tree with these little berries on there. They almost look like little cherries, but there's some kind of a little berry. Look at that. Maybe you guys can identify, what is that? I don't know what kind of tree it is, but we're going to go ahead and start some of these trees also in the same manner that I just did that cherry tree and that black locust tree. Okay, that little berry tree is done. It's just a bread sack, for crying out loud. That's all I'm using. Nothing fancy. This is cheap and free, except for the rooting hormone, and this will last for like ever to start free plants. And this will work with just about any kind of cutting, from a flower, shrub, or fruit tree, nut tree, whatever. That's what I was told. This is my first time doing this. I am no expert. I'm no arborist. I am just a hobby farmer, homesteader, looking for ways of doing things cheap, free, and self-reliant. So that's it. So as I was scouring the internet on how to start trees from branches and twigs, I came across this channel. This guy, he's another YouTuber that lives locally here in my neck of the woods, and he had some really helpful information. So I'm going to go ahead and leave his link down below. I can't remember his channel off the bat. Anyway, so check out his link below, go to his channel and see where I learned exactly what I just showed you. I hope I did it right. We'll see in about 6 weeks to see if anything took root. So I'm your host, Jerry Hansen, here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. Hope you enjoyed an opportunity to learn something, how to do something for free or cheap. Please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I will see you guys on another video. Bye-bye.